Yeah, it's on. Okay.
We're the only people in the world that were taken out of their own land through the act of captivity, taken to another land, and is waiting to be returned. Yah said we would remain in the land of our captivity until He returned us home in the last days. We're the only people that's waiting to be brought back home. What else? Let me show you that. Just like I showed you. Psalms, the 83rd chapter. Let's go to the book of Deuteronomy. Watch what it says in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, the 68th verse. Notice what it says.
And Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Remember, Egypt to us is indicative of slavery. Egypt to us is indicative to captivity. And he's telling us, and he's telling our people, Israel, because you have disobeyed me and not working unto my voice, I'm going to bring you into Egypt again. In other words, I'm going to bring you into slavery again, but with ships. You're not going to work in Egypt. You're going to have to take ships to get into Egypt, because this Egypt that I'm going to take you to is thousands of miles away from your shore. Notice what it says in the 68th verse again.
And Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
By the way whereof I spoke unto thee.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
You will see your land no more again.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
For bondsmen and bondwomen.
And no man shall buy you.
And no man shall buy us out of this condition. He's telling our people that we're going to leave our land in ships and go to another land in ships to another people that we don't know nothing about at all. Notice verse 36. Verse 36 of this same chapter. Notice what it says.
And Yahweh shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known.
Thee that neither thou nor thy fathers have known, and there shall ye serve other gods of wood and stone. What is he talking about? The 50th verse. The 49th verse. Yahweh shall bring a nation against thee from far, from one end of the earth. That's swift. Now he's talking about bringing us from one end of the earth to another. He's not talking about ancient Egypt, which you can walk to from Jerusalem to Egypt. They're on the same land base. They're on the same continent. Egypt and Jerusalem have always been a part of Africa, regardless of what this man tried to change it to. It was part of Africa. But now y'all talking to Israel, saying, I'm going to bring you into a nation against thee from far, from the end of the as swift as an eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. And I'm still stuttering, trying to understand this language and trying to speak fluently. And then it says,
a nation of fierce continent.
A nation of fierce continent that will cut your wife's head off, that will snatch your baby out the womb, that will take your babies out of your arm and sell them to another people if you don't do everything they tell you to do. This is a nation of fierce continents, which shall not regard the persons of the old, nor show favor to the young. Brothers and sisters, he's talking about America. He's talking about our people coming to America. And then there is another sign, a third sign that Yahweh said would befall Israel that only happened to you and I as a people. God told Abraham that I'm going to take your descendants and send them into slavery for 400 years. Let's show you. Let's go to the book of Genesis, the 15th chapter. And let us start reading verse 13 and verse 14 of the 15th chapter of Genesis.
And he said unto Abram,
He said unto Abraham,
know of a surety,
or should I say, he said unto Abram, know of a surety,
that thy seed
shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs,
and shall serve them
and afflict them
400 years.
400 years, not 430 years. So a lot of people say, no, he's talking about when we were in ancient Egypt. No. If you hold this page and go to the book of Exodus, the 12th chapter, notice. When we were in ancient Egypt, we did not go there on ships. We did not go to another people from one end of the earth to another. We did not go to a people whose tongue we did not understand. And when we were in slavery in ancient Israel, ancient Egypt, they did not separate our families. They did not tear our sons and daughters out of our arms and sell them to another people. They did not totally disrespect the elder and the young. This is a different breed and a different people, and it's a different scenario altogether. Now it says, verse 13, and he said unto Abraham, know of a surety, know of a certainty, know beyond a shadow of a doubt, this will happen just as I said it was going to happen. Not no 340 years, not no 430 years, but know of a surety.
That thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs,
And they shall serve them.
and they shall afflict them 400 years.
400 years.
And also that nation
Whom they shall serve,
will I judge,
and afterwards they shall come out with great substance. The great substance that will come out is the wealth of the heathens that Yah prophesies in the book of Isaiah, the 60th chapter. This is a totally different animal than ancient Egypt altogether, brothers and sisters. This is a different scenario altogether. And if anybody wants to comment, anybody who wants to show any rebuttal of anything that I said, let them come and call in. Let them call in and bring their wisdom to the boards. Let's go. Isaiah 60th chapter, the first 2 verses.
Arise, shine, for thy light is come.
And the glory of Yahweh is risen upon thee.
For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth,
and gross darkness to people.
but Yahweh shall arise upon thee.
And his glory shall be seen upon thee. This is years after they came out of Egypt.
And the Gentiles shall come to thy light.
And the kings to the brightness of thy rising.
Lift up thine eyes round about and see. All they gather themselves together. They come to thee. Thy son shall come from far, and thy daughter shall be nursed at thy side. Then thou shalt see, and flow together.
See, I always said when we get back home this last time, after the prophecy of Genesis 15 chapters complete, we are going to have all the wealth of the heathens. When we were just in Egypt, we got some of the silver and gold from the Egyptians. But God said this next time we come out of Egypt, we're going to have all the wealth of the heathens. Notice what it says in verse 9.
Surely the owl shall wait for me, and the ships of Tarshish first, to bring thy sons from far.
The ships of England shall come first to bring thy sons from afar.
Their silver and their gold with them.
Their silver and their gold with them.
Unto the name of Yahweh thy Elohim, and to the Holy One of Israel, because he hath glorified thee.
He has glorified us. He has glorified Israel.
And the sons of strangers shall build up thy wall.
And their kings shall minister unto thee.
For in my wrath
I smote thee,
but in my favor.
I will have mercy upon thee.
Therefore thy gates shall be open continually,
They shall not be shut day nor night.
and men may bring unto thee,
The forces of the Gentiles,
and that their kings may be brought.
for the nation and kingdom, for their nation, regardless what nation it is. For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall what? Perish. Yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted.
The glory of Lebanon shall come unto thee, the fir tree, the pine tree, and the box together, to beautify the place of my sanctuary, and I will make the place of my feet glorious.
The sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee, and all they that despise thee shall come bowing themselves down at the soles of thy feet, and they shall call thee the city of Yahweh, the Zion, the Holy One of Israel.
Whereas thou hast been forsaken and hated,
So that no man went through thee,
I will make thee an eternal excellency.
a joy of many generations.
Thou shalt also suck the milk of the Gentiles,
And thou shalt suck the breast of kings.
and thou shalt know
And I am Yahweh,
am thy Savior,
and the Redeemer.
the mighty one of Jacob.
Notice in the 16th verse, he said, all Israel shall know that Yahweh is our only Savior. Yahweh is our only Redeemer. The mighty one of Jacob. Who is the Elohim of Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, or Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
For brass I will bring gold, and for iron I will bring silver, and for wood brass, and for stones iron. I will also make thy officers peace, and thy exactors righteousness. Violence shall no more be heard in thy land. We see nor destruction within thy borders, but thou shalt call thy walls salvation, and thy gates praise.
As thy gates praise, all this is what Yahweh is going to bless our people with. So I don't want you to think that when he's talking in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, the 68th verse, about bringing us to Egypt again. I don't want you to think that when he's talking in Genesis, the 15th chapter, the 13th and 14th verse, that he's talking about coming to ancient Egypt. He's talking about modern Egypt. And the silver and gold, he's speaking about the gold of all the heathens round about us. This is what Yah is speaking of. But the heathens don't want you and I to know this. Did two things. They cut us off from being a nation. One, they took away our name. Second, they took us from the law of Yahweh and told us that his law is insignificant. Now you have our people out here eating pig feet, barbecue ribs, and pork chops, and all kind of swine, and catfish, and oysters, and lobsters, and all of that filth, going to church on Sunday, worshiping an idol that's merely a hippie on a stick instead of the true and living Elohim. And our Creator is mad. And our people will be punished. Actually, the Creator said, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore will I punish you for your iniquity. The worse we act, the worse he will punish our people. That's why you have all that bedlam and chaos in Haiti today. That's why you have all that bedlam in New Orleans. And tomorrow, it might be at your borders, Mr. and Mrs. Negro, if you don't get your act together. Leave alone this phony God, give it back to whoever gave it to you, and tell them you're ready to serve the true and living Elohim. You're ready to go back with the Creator. That's what you need to tell them. You need to tell them to give you that old time religion. You don't want this thing they gave you yesterday. You want that old time religion. And you want to let them know that it was good enough for Abraham. It was good enough for Isaac. It was good enough for the 3 Hebrew boys. It was good enough for Daniel in the lion's den. It was good enough for Job. It was good enough for Jonah and the belly of the fish. It's good enough for me. And if it's good enough for me and you, it's good. It is good. And we need that old time religion again. I hope that I did some service in attempting to explain to our people the plight and why we're going through these circumstances that we are. And I want you to see one more thing. The glory that Yahweh will allow us to inherit once we get home, if we return unto him. Notice what it says in Isaiah, the 61st chapter. God's going to tell us what he's going to do to us and what he's going to do to the Gentiles in verse 6 of the 61st chapter.
But ye shall be named the priests of Yahweh.
We should be, that's our whole duty, to teach the world the laws of Yahweh. And he said, we as a nation will be named the priests of Yahweh.
Men shall call you the ministers of our Elohim. Ye shall eat the riches of the
We
Gentiles,
should eat the riches of the Gentiles.
and in their glory shall ye boast yourselves.
For you're saying,
Ye shall have double, and for confusion they shall rejoice in their portion. Therefore in their land they shall possess the double. Everlasting joy shall be unto them. For I, Yahweh, love judgment. I hate robbery for burnt offerings, and I will direct their work in truth, and I will make an everlasting covenant with them.
and their seed shall be known amongst the Gentiles, and their offsprings amongst the people.
All that see them
Shall acknowledge them,
that they are the seed which Yahweh hath blessed.
and I will greatly rejoice in Yahweh.
My soul shall be joyful in my Elohim, for he hath clothed me with the garments of salvation. He hath covered me with the robe of righteousness, as a bridegroom decketh himself with ornaments, and as a bride adorneth herself with her jewels.
All right. I hope this lesson was able to benefit you all. These 3 lessons I did the last 3 weeks on the true identity of the black man in America. And if anybody in our listening audience would like a copy of this great series, The True Identity of the Black Man in America, why he's here, and what he must do to get out of here, please call me wherever you are. Area code 513-226-7110. Again, area code 513-226-7110. I, Alicia, will answer the phone, and I will attempt deal with your concerns. Right now, our time is over. And if anybody have any questions, any comments, please call me. And at the next week, Yahweh loves you very much, and so do we at the house of Israel. Shalom.
Trying to get that check. No, it's
Bill? Huh?
Yeah.
You need that mic.
Okay. I guess you can go and close out. We've been on long enough.
My choice.